Welcome to Kaleidoscope is for IG. Let's talk. I've interviewed many amazing people on this show, and today I'm interviewing a true karting prodigy. This decorated champion is only 16 years old and he's taking the karting circuits by storm. Charya Seneviratne was recently crowned the Rock Asia champion for 2023 and then became the Rock Thailand champion for 2023 at Thailand's Rock Cup Championship. Now, Charya is qualified to race at the Rock World Final in Lonato in Italy next month. Looks like our child prodigy is going all around the world as he will now represent Sri Lanka at the Asia Pacific Motorsport Championship 2023 before going on to Italy. Charya was conferred the Rising Star in Karting by the King of Thailand in 2021. He joins me from Bangkok today. Congratulations, Charya. Truly a privilege to have you on Kaleidoscope. Let me take you back a little bit to 2019. You are now the Rock Asian champion and Thailand's champion too. But in 2019, which was your very first placement, and that was when you were placed second in the Supercar Championship in Thailand in the cadet category. What were your goals then?
Well, at the time, as I was in the cadet category and it was my final year, of course, I was focusing towards the future. So my main focus was to try to become the number one driver in Thailand in the junior category, which was the category above cadet. We aimed to do this by going to the X30 Asia event, which sadly got cancelled in 2020 due to COVID. We had plans to go with a Malaysian team called RL Karting. But of course, again, due to COVID, everything was cancelled and we had to go back to Thailand. However, the goal remained the same, and I was just trying to become as good as I could, as fast as I can, improving all the time.
What has been the most challenging for you when it comes to karting?
I think the most challenging part of karting that I've had so far has been the funding. Going against other drivers and opponents who have a much larger financial backing makes it a lot harder for me to keep up with them. As soon as we get onto track, they already have a big advantage as they can spend money on getting tuned engines, getting good coaching. So having a lack of that going into it means I'm already a couple steps behind them. So having to catch up and then trying to be quicker than them can be a big challenge.
And what has been most rewarding?
There is a direct correlation between the amount of effort you put in and the results. The harder I work and the more I learn about karting, the setups, how the engines are built and everything, it can get me closer and closer to matching up what the other drivers are doing and eventually gives me a little bit of an edge on them.
So do you fly under the Sri Lankan flag or the Thai flag?
I race under the Thai flag because I have a Thai license. However, we are going to change that because there is a big event coming up which Sri Lanka has picked for me to go and race for them. One of two drivers for Sri Lanka for the senior category. So in order to get the Sri Lankan flag to race under, I have to get a Sri Lankan license. And we are in the process of doing that.
What would you like to say to other young people who are, wanting to follow your footsteps?
Well, I have this quote that's been in my head that I've used for the last couple of years. And it's all about how freedom is on the other side of discipline. And I've been using this for the last few years because I've been in some tough times financially with racing really quickly. A lot of people will quit at the point where they're so close to success. But the ones that push that little bit extra are the ones that will eventually reap the rewards. For me, of course, I was in that struggle a couple of years ago. And no longer than a month later, we had gone from being in the mid-pack to being in the top 3 of every single race that I'd entered.
So what's next for you?
In the close future, we have the Rock World Finals coming up. So World Championship for all of the national champions will come together for one race in Italy. It's going to be held in a circuit called Lonato on the 14th of October. For that event, because I've won the Rock Asia Championship this year, I have got a ticket to race in the World Finals representing Asia. Then also we have the AP Motorsport Championship, which is coming up in late September, early October. And that championship picks 2 drivers from each country to represent their country in a race. So me, alongside one other driver, have been selected to run under Sri Lanka. And looking at my pace from the last race at that track, I think there's a good chance I can go and perform well there and hopefully bring home the gold medal for Sri Lanka. Later on, I have the goal of trying to move to cars. Of course, in Thailand, we have the Thailand Super Series, which is a major championship for car racing. And that is the main next step for a lot of drivers who have achieved what I have. So I think hopefully after winning this Asia title and going to the world finals to represent Asia and Sri Lanka, hopefully that means I can skip a few categories and get into some bigger machinery pretty soon.
You know, Kaleidoscope is on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, right? So if you like us, just subscribe, follow us, and that's all you have to do.